time to waste. Hey, good morning. Good morning. Thanks so much for tuning in to the Money Mind Shift. I'm your host, ERGJ, Certified Financial Educator, and we are going through the book, How Rich People Think by Steve Seibold. Steve, I'm coming for my check, guys. If you are enjoying this book, I'm telling you, get the book. You can get it through me, www.ergj.net. You'll see the link somewhere in the comments below. Now, here's the deal, man. Wealth begins in the mind. Wealth begins in the mind. You must be wealthy in your mind long before you're wealthy in your wallet. And so here's the deal, guys. The way in which we do that, the way in which I've learned to do it is 15 minutes a day to keep broke away. So people always ask me, ERGJ, Certified Financial Educator, how in the world did you go from being a financial zero to a financial hero? And I simply tell them I decided to read about things that matter, things about money, things about finances, things about investments. And not only did I read them, I applied them to my life. And by application, taking knowledge and forming it into wisdom, I was able to get out of debt. I was able to start acquiring assets. I was able to start building wealth. And I'm still on my way. What are you doing? It's the things that you put up here that ultimately are going to have an impact out here. If you want to be rich, you want to be wealthy, do what wealthy people do. And one thing that we have come to understand is wealthy people read. Wealthy people have big libraries. If you go into a mansion, you go into $1 billion house, you look over to the left, what's the first thing you're going to see? A study. Poor people have big televisions. Yeah, I think I'm going to have a big library because I think the big library is going to help me to be able to afford the big TV. Not they don't have big TVs. They just didn't get it first. Now, here's the deal. We're on day number 51 of our 100-day journey. That's right. 51 days I've been saying, get this book. 51 days straight. And if you don't believe that this book will help, well, hey, hopefully today will convince you because it's 15 minutes a day to keep broke away. Day number 51. I know you don't have a lot of time. I don't have a lot of time. Let's get it. Yes, 51 days. Hey, the middle class believes it's shrewd to be cynical. The world class believes it's shrewd to be optimistic. Again, the middle class believes it's shrewd to be cynical. The world class believes it's shrewd to be optimistic. Now, the majority of the population operates from fear-based thinking and embraces the limiting belief that cynicism is their safest bet. After all, their fear tells them, if I don't expect much, I won't be disappointed. Well, world-class thinkers rise to riches through an optimistic approach to business and life. They believe everything they touch will turn to gold. And when it doesn't, they believe their next idea will. That's the question for you guys. Do you believe that your next idea or even the idea that you're working on is going to turn to gold? Here's what I told you way back on day number 3. Not only do you want to have $1 million idea on that you're working on, you want to have another $1 million idea on deck. So everybody put in the comments below, on deck. Hey, here's the deal. You only want to work on one at a time, but you want to have plenty of them on deck. Because once you get the first one going, once you get the first one done, once you say the first one maybe don't work, you can start working on the next one. And this is what rich people do, man. They decide that, hey, I'm going to keep working until. I'm going to keep working on these ideas until. So optimism is a psychological insulator that keeps them moving forward no matter how often they fail. Make no mistake, the great ones do fail. As a matter of fact, they fail so often you might label them professional failures. The difference is when the masses fail, they get depressed and often never attempt anything substantial again. How many guys have come across people that have great potential? They may have tried something once, and then once it didn't work, they just decided to give up, that it wasn't worth it. And I'm telling you guys, I don't know anything that's worth more than my financial freedom. I don't know anything that's worth more than my time freedom. Freedom! It's worth it. It's worth the struggle. It's worth the effort. It's worth you trying and trying and trying again to break free of what this world has programmed you to be up until this point. When the millionaires fail, they shrug it off and move on to the next idea. They understand what failure is, but to them, it looks like a stepping stone to their next success. And because they don't experience the same psychological pain as the masses when they fail, they keep trying new ideas until they strike gold. Here's your word of the day, guys. Until. You want to keep trying until you strike gold. Now, I say this, guys, and you heard me say this before, that I believe that you have a gold mine right here. And I want you to understand that it only takes one good idea for you to strike oil. It only takes once. You only got to strike oil once to get rich. And then where you find that oil is right up here in the ideas, and the ideas that you bring forth and the ideas that you create that's going to solve more problems and serve more people. So you want to keep digging until it doesn't stop, until you strike gold. Their true power rests in their optimism. They have the courage to bypass their ego and get up when they get knocked down. In the early stages, before they are rich, their failures earn them jeers and snide remarks from friends, family, and other people who see them foolhardy. When they eventually break through and build their fortunes, these same people call them lucky. Now, isn't that interesting? You didn't want to get on the train when I was trying to break free of this poverty mindset. But then when I did break free, you want to call me lucky. You saw me putting in the work, but now I'm lucky because you didn't decide that you wanted to do something different, because I'm different. I'm not following the crowd. First, you're a cynic to my success. And then you're calling me lucky as if you didn't see me working through this process the whole time. Now, as the skeptics search for new ways to explain the shocking success, isn't that interesting? The shocking success of their friend or relative, the rich are already on the next project that promises them to make them even wealthier. They've learned to ignore critics who sit on the sidelines and scorn their success, all the while being optimistic that someday they will see the light. And this is the kind of mentality that you must have as you're going towards success, that you're not going to pay attention to the critics. You're not going to pay attention to the people that are following the crowd. You're not going to pay attention to all the broke people out there that just want to complain about stuff. What you're going to become a problem solver. And if you have a financial problem, I want you to become your financial solution. Now, how do you do that? Here's how you get rich. Two things you need to focus on: solve more problems, serve more people. That's it. Solve more problems, serve more people. If you do that, if you solve a problem that's big enough, that's going to require a fortune, all of the people that are complaining about the problem are going to pay you for the solution. What problem did Bill Gates solve? He brought desktops to the home, and he brought it to the home of 17 billion people. He solved a problem that took care of 17 billion people. So even if they only paid $1, that's $17 billion. Are you looking at a problem that's big enough that's going to require a fortune? And is that problem so big that it's going to serve enough people? This is how you get rich, guys. In a capitalistic society, you solve a problem that's big enough to serve enough people. If you solve a problem that serves 10,000 people, well, you got $10,000 worth of wages or profit. You solve a problem that serves 10 million people, well, you got 10 million people worth of profit going into your business or your idea that you create. Now, here's what I love about this book. Again, we're going through the book, How Rich People Think by Steve Seibold. I've been recommending this book for 51 straight days. And if you haven't gotten the book yet and you're saying that, yep, I need to have this book, well, there's a link up top. Actually, I'm going to put the link in again, www.ergj.net, and you get this book. Now, we have a quote of the day, a critical thinking question of the day, and an action step. Here's our quote of the day. It comes from William James. It says this: pessimism leads to weakness, optimism to power. William James says this: pessimism leads to weakness and optimism to power. When you look at a glass and it's halfway there, is it half full or is it half empty to you? And this was something I learned way back when I was in the 4th grade. It's always looking half full to me. Now there's other people that looks half empty and they have this long debate or argument about it, but it's all about your perspective. And to me, the glass is always being filled. In my life, the glass is always being filled. And the things that I look at, there's always room for more opportunity. It's not decreasing, it's increasing in my life. What about for you? The way in which you see things, the way in which you see your life, the way you perceive your life to be, ultimately, that's your reality. And I tell you guys this, you have a thermostat right now. It's called a wealth consciousness thermostat. If your thermostat is set at $30,000 a year, guess what? You're going to be stuck at $30,000 a year. If your thermostat is set at $70,000 a year, you're going to be stuck at $70,000 a year. If your thermostat is set at $100,000 a year, you're going to be stuck at $100,000 a year. Here's the great news. You can always turn the heat up, or you can reset the thermostat of your very own wealth consciousness. How do you do that? 15 minutes a day. Keep broke away. Turn up. Here's your critical thinking question of the day, guys. Here's the thing that you want to think about as we've talked about day number 51 today. On a scale of 1 to 7, 7 being the most optimistic, how optimistic are you? On a scale of 1 to 7, 7 being the most optimistic, how optimistic are you? Now, if you score less than a 7, ask yourself this. How much is it costing you? Here's the good news, guys. As you hang around more optimistic people, as you stay away from negative things, you'll start to raise your confidence or your optimistic level, or your optimism. And if you raise your optimism, you're going to start to see things through a clear glass instead of a colored glass. It's not going to be tinted when you look out of the window. You're going to be able to see things more clearly. And the more you see things clearly, the more you'll see that there's opportunity available to you on every corner. The only difference between most people is that it's not that opportunity doesn't come. It's that, one, some people just don't see the opportunity when it comes. And then two, most people just aren't prepared for the opportunity when it does come. And I want you to be people that see things clearly, have an optimistic approach to life. But then also, I want you to continue to put yourself in position in self-development so that you're prepared when the opportunity does come. Nothing worse, I think, than to see opportunity come, not prepared for it, not be able to take advantage of it, and you see it make someone else rich. And that was your opportunity. That was your idea. That was the thing that you could have done. On a scale of 1 to 7, 7 being the most optimistic, how optimistic are you? And if you score less than a 7, ask yourself, how much is it costing you? Now, here's your action step. Here's the thing that you want to do. Here's the thing that you want to do as it relates to what we talked about today. You want to make a decision today to become a world-class optimist. You want to make a decision today, right now, to become a world-class optimist. And I believe as you do that, guys, as you become optimistic about opportunity, as you become optimistic about the very own life that you're leading, as you become optimistic about the things that you're building or creating, as you become optimistic about the products and services that you're going to bring to the world, as you become optimistic about the problems that you're going to solve, as you become optimistic about the people that you're going to serve, then I'm optimistic that you're going to be rich. Now, when I say I want you to be rich, guys, it's not because of the money. It's because of your mission. And I believe you got good things that you need to bring to the world. And I believe that you being rich is going to make this world a better place. Well, here's the deal, guys. It's day number 51. We got 49 more days to go of this 100-day journey. I've been recommending this book for 51 days straight, How Rich People Think by Seibold. Steve, I'm coming for my check. If you want to get this book, you can get it through me at my website, www.ergj.net. And here's the deal, guys. I'm here Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm ERGJ, your certified financial educator, and I'll be here tomorrow at 8 a.m. Here's the question, guys. Will you?